SquirrelTribe, listen, we're a few minutes early, but I was too excited to wait any longer. It is Wednesday. It is hump day. It is November the 13th. And the amount of just information that's coming out today in regards to Donald Trump and his cabinet, also with him meeting with Joe Biden today, all kinds of fun stuff is happening, and we have got to talk. I've been dying to talk to you guys about everything. It's going to be political, like, you know, always, and it's going to be interesting, and every once in a while it may be funny too. So let's hope that this goes very well. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you immensely for being here. I do know that Benny Johnson was live earlier today. I think Candace Owens is even live now. So if y'all need to go to Candace Owens, I fully understand, because it's Candace Owens, right? What does this say? The Fixter? Let's do this. Yes, let's do this. Listen, y'all, it's going to be amazing in the next 4 years, starting in January. Once this administration is over and done and has kicked it and they're out of the White House, it is game on. It's going to be amazeballs. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want to start with this. I think we're going to start with Donald Trump and Joe Biden today in the White House, hanging out, meeting together, where, you know, Biden is supposed to willingly hand over the White House to Donald Trump. And a lot of people were worried that that wasn't going to happen, that there was going to be some sort of animosity, that Joe Biden wasn't going to hand the White House over, like, you know, have this sit down meeting with, you know, current president and new president-elect, and it be cordial and it be whatever. And y'all, they sat down today, and I have not seen Joe Biden smile that much in literally forever. That man, I swear, was thinking to himself, I can't wait to be out of this shithole. I'm so mad at the Democrats. Screw Chuck Schumer, screw Barack Obama, screw Nancy Pelosi. F all y'all, I'm out of here. Like, that's the vibe that I got. And I've said it numerous times, the fact that Joe Biden willingly put on that Trump hat while they were in New York at the fire department for the September 11th memoriam, I think is the right word. The fact that he willingly put the hat on, willingly, it wasn't some sort of trying to be snotty, snooty, crappy, whatever. He willingly took the hat from some dude, some firefighter in the crowd, and put it on, willingly took that same hat onto Air Force One with him. And then his wife, Jill Biden, knowingly, y'all, you cannot tell me it's not knowingly, wore all red on election day. All red on election day. I guarantee you they both voted for Donald Trump, because neither one of them can stand Kamala Harris, which is very evident in the last couple of weeks, especially 8 days ago after she lost the Democrat seat in the White House. Y'all, it has been amazeballs since then. Okay, so let's just jump into everything. I have so much stuff here. I will try to stay on some sort of path. No promises, not a single one. It'll be okay. It's not a big deal. Okay, where do I want to start? I said Biden and Obama. Okay, no, Obama. Come on, y'all. Biden and Trump. My brain, I have so much in my brain right now, and I've been looking at so much stuff, watching so many things, looking up so many things, that it's going to take me a second to, you know, woo-saw a little bit and get everything in order here. The downside to X, which is what I'm on, the website, not the drug, is that it's hard to like pull things apart. This is the one I wanted to start with. You guys ready? Okay, look. So Nick Sorter posted this on X, and he said Joe Biden could not wipe that massive smile off his face while going around the White House with Trump today. Even Jill looks elated. Y'all, does this look like somebody who's mad that Kamala Harris didn't win? That somebody that's mad that Donald Trump is going to be the 47th president, right? Okay, we've got that one, but wait, there's more. Look at them just standing around shooting the shit, looking at the pictures up on the wall, blah, 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 blah. Then, look how giddy Joe Biden is. Y'all, it is crazy to me that Joe Biden is so effing excited right now. Now, I will say, it mean, even look here, while he's walking down the walkway, pathway, hallway, whatever the crap that is, he is still smiling. Let me just say, there's a lot going on right now with some of the picks that Donald Trump has made for his cabinet or his whatevers in the for the upcoming 4 years. Now, their nominations, not all of them are guaranteed yet. Not all of them have said yes or not. There are some people that he has picked that not everybody's happy about. Some people are calling them rhinos, like Republican in name only, right? And some of them are calling them geocon. I feel like that's the word that's been thrown around a lot lately, especially with like Marco Rubio and Elise Stefanik, or however the crap you say her name. I have it all here. But there's some people who don't like some of the people that they're picking. But here's the thing. Some of the people that Donald Trump is picking for whatever areas he wants them in, it makes sense. Neocons, thank you. I don't know what word I came up with. Neocons. The people that he's picking, it makes sense for him not to pick people that he had in his cabinet the 4 years that he was in, or people that have been in any kind of power since then, or even before then. The whole point of trying to drain the swamp and make things better is to go with all new everything, right? You need new, fresh ideas. You need a new set of eyes. You need new people in some of these positions. So what he's doing, I'm on board with, except I'm not sold on Marco Rubio. I'm kind of not feeling that one 100%. But again, I am newer into the political realm of things. So there may be a lot of things about some of these people that I have no idea about. There may be some things that make them amazing, and all I'm seeing are the things that I'm not really loving, right? So we're going to go through a couple of those things today, and y'all are going to help educate me at the same time we're having this conversation. You'll also help educate each other. That's why I love SquirrelTribe and the live chat, so that you guys can talk to each other. But let's just start with what happened today, which we all knew was going to happen. I guess the sunglasses are stupid. My hair, we went to the beach earlier today and it's windy. It's like 15-mile-per-hour wind. So I look like just, but it's fine. We all knew this was going to happen. Mitch McConnell, don't really like Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell has been working very, 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 very hard to make sure that whoever replaces him in the Senate is going to be, as the Senate Majority Leader, is going to be somebody that I think is going to hinder Donald Trump and his wants and desires for the next 4 years. And Rick Scott was somebody that would make sense for Republicans. You get the Republican, you get the Senate, you get the House, you get the White House, you get all of it, and it's all Republican led, right? Well, you have Chuck Schumer coming out talking about how, well, the last time you had the whole entire thing under, one, it wasn't bipartisan, it didn't go very well. Chuck Schumer needs to just go ahead and kick it, right? But Mitch McConnell, I guess, agreed with it, and they were working, it felt like, underhandedly to ensure that Rick Scott was not going to win this secret election. Bro, when it's secret, when it's like a closed door or nobody knows who does what, you can rig almost anything, right? So you have, like, Ted Cruz came out and he's like, oh, I'm totally voting for Rick Scott. Well, but did he? But did he though? Like, that's one of those things. I have no idea if he actually did or just talked about doing it. Well, Rick Scott did not win. Senator John Thune, his name makes me feel like Mike Tyson every single time I say it. He has posted that he is honored to serve as the next U.S. Senate Majority Leader. He also happens to be a never Trumper, I think is the words that have been used. He hates Donald Trump, right? He says here, I'm extremely honored to have earned the support of my colleagues to lead the state in the 119th Congress, and I am beyond proud of the work we have done to secure our majority and the White House. This Republican team is united behind President Trump's agenda, and our work starts today. Listen, just because you're a Republican does not mean that you are for the Republican people. It does not mean that you are for that you're even there to agree with or help the president. I don't think it's a good look. I don't think it's going to work out well. I don't know if they will find ways. I don't like Pence. Somebody says like Pence. I don't know if there's a way to get him out because I don't know how it all works. Like, I am learning as I go, and I'm trying to be as accurate as humanly possible. Sometimes I will mess up, and when I do, I'll be the first one to tell you, y'all, I had a small kerfuffle there and effed it all up. I don't know that once this dude is in, if he can just be scooted out to the side and somebody else brought in. Like, I don't know how that works. I do know that this is the one person nobody wanted, and yet somehow he says he's earned the support of his colleagues. Nah, I feel like there's a lot of blackmailing going on, a lot of underhandedness. I don't think it was an earned situation. I think it was just like Kamala Harris, it was a placed kind of thing. Like, they placed him in this, just like they placed Kamala Harris on the Democrat ballot because she wasn't nominated for any of it. That's how I feel about this guy here. We'll see what happens. There is a list of senators who did not vote for Rick Scott as the House Majority Leader. And I will post that up on X because it's a very long name of people who did not vote for him. And I'm trying to see if Ted Cruz actually did show up on here. Mitt Romney didn't. Tim Scott didn't. Lindsey Graham didn't. That's interesting. And John Kennedy didn't. And Mitch McConnell didn't, obviously. Let's see. I'm looking for names that I really know. Todd Young. Katie Britt. Oh, I remember her. Katie Britt. She's that crazy one, right? Who, we hear you. We see you. The one who, that was a terrifying thing when she did her little speech after whatever it was she did. Ma'am, you should not be in front of the camera like that. But anyway, I will post that over on X so you guys can see the whole list. But what has happened besides that is Donald Trump has come out and named a whole bunch of different people. And there was one that I was so excited about. I was so excited about it. And then I remembered that anything can be faked on the internet, and you got to be real careful what you read and what you believe and what you whatever. So my husband actually talked about it earlier today. The press secretary that Donald Trump had, nominated, we talked about it. And then right before I decided to do this live, I was like, you know what? Let me go to Donald Trump's page and just get the official everything that he has done. And this person that has that we thought was going to be the press secretary is not on Donald Trump's page. So there is a fake statement going around. So these are the statements that have been on Donald Trump's page on X, on Truth Social and everything else. And it'll say Trump Vance at the top, right? And it says here November 13th, which is today, and everybody was so excited about this statement from President Donald J. Trump, where it says, I am honored to announce that I have named Tucker Carlson to serve as White House press secretary. Bro, so excited about it. I was like, yes, get it, Tucker. Like, let's go. You've got now everybody in there because he just named Tulsi. He's named RFK. You've got Elon and Vivek have been named as their own Doge department of. I forgot the whole thing. But I was so excited. I was like, yes, because at first I was like, maybe he'll name Megyn Kelly, although she probably wouldn't do it. Maybe he'll name, Alex Jones, although it would be interesting. I don't know if it'd be great. But y'all, this is fake. President Trump has not announced this on Truth Social or X, where he has posted every other press release of this kind. That is the good thing about X, is that now you have second by second fact checking. Okay. So this has now been debunked as of right now. And until Donald Trump posts it himself on Truth Social or social media or on X, I'm going to have to say that Tucker Carlson is not going to be the press secretary. And Tucker Carlson did mention in a video of his yesterday or the day before or wherever that he wasn't interested in being the press secretary. My husband Kevin and I were talking about it. It's like he has so much money, he doesn't really need to do it. He has his own thing going on. He doesn't really need to do it. So it'd be interesting if he actually did say yes. And according to the what is it called on X, where reader or people can where they can go in the comment section and be like, no, that's fake. They can call it out. They can whatever. I can never remember the name of what they call it. Either way, they've said that that's not accurate. He did not actually do that. However, what he has done, y'all, is so much better in other regards. So I'm trying to get to all the different ones because there are so many different. We're going to get to Fox News anchor Pete in just a second because that one to me is huge. Where's the one that I want? Okay, so this one today. It is my great honor from Donald Trump. It is my great honor to announce that Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida is hereby nominated to be the Attorney General of the United States. Again, people are going to be like, why Matt Gaetz? And there's going to be reasons behind it, just like Marco Rubio, who I'm not really sure about. Everybody he is picking, he has a reason behind it, right? It says here, Matt is a deeply gifted and tenacious attorney trained at the William and Mary College of Law who has distinguished himself in Congress through his focus on achieving desperately needed reform at the Department of Justice. Few issues in America are more important than ending the partisan weaponization of our justice system. Matt will end weaponized government, protect our borders, dismantle criminal organizations, and restore Americans' badly shattered faith and confidence in the Justice Department. On the House Judiciary Committee, which performs oversight of the DOJ, Matt played a key role in defeating the Russia hoax and exposing alarming and systemic government corruption and weaponization. He is a champion for the Constitution and the rule of law. Matt will root out the systemic corruption of the DOJ and return the department to its true mission of fighting crime and upholding our democracy and Constitution. We must have honesty, integrity, and transparency at the DOJ. Under Matt's leadership, all Americans will be proud of the Department of Justice again. Y'all, that is huge. So again, these are nominations though. We have to always remember that these are nominations. Matt Gaetz has to now accept it. He's been nominated, but it does not mean that it's set in stone, and it won't be set in stone until Donald Trump is officially in office. And then we will have the set in stone names, right? So right now, Matt Gaetz has been nominated by Donald Trump to be the Attorney General in his cabinet, right? So not only do you have that one, you also have, which is huge. Where'd it go? No, Elon Musk. This is the Elon Musk one. I will make sure I get all the good ones here. So, okay, yes, this one. So we know that in the whole campaign process, there was a lot of talk about unity, and we were going to get like the best team possible because Donald Trump brought up RFK Jr., he brought up Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy was behind him, you had Tucker Carlson, you have Tulsi Gabbard, you have numerous others, right? Well, he said in the beginning that he wanted Elon Musk to basically get in and thin out government overspending, over like too many positions, however you guys want to phrase it to make it easier to remember. He wanted to get in and basically cut the fat in the government. So this was yesterday. So he posted this one up yesterday that he's pleased to announce that the great Elon Musk, working in conjunction with American patriot Vivek Ramaswamy, will lead the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, D-O-G-E, Department of Government Efficiency. Together, these two wonderful Americans will pave the way for my administration to dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excess regulations, cut wasted expenditures, and restructure federal agencies essential to the Save America movement. This will send shockwaves through the system and anyone involved in government waste, which is a lot of people, stated Elon Musk, which is true. Y'all, the next 4 years, I mean, shit, even in the first 6 months, once Donald Trump is back in the White House and has the ability to start doing his thing, right? It is going to be huge. It's going to be huge. The changes we are going to see are obviously terrifying to the left, the people who have lost. It's terrifying to the people who are about to be booted out of whatever cushy little position they've held doing absolutely nothing yet raking in the money. It's going to suck for them. It is going to be amazeballs for the citizens of this country who will now reap the benefits of having a leaned out government, of having our money spent on things that matter to actually build back better, right? I mean, Biden and Harris came through and destroyed it all over the last 4 years, and you can't build back better until you demolish it. So they did part of it. Now we're going to come in and we're going to fix it. We're going to build it back the way it's supposed to be. We are going to, I say we like I have anything to do with this, y'all, whatever. You know what I mean? Donald Trump and his cabinet are going to go through and make the changes that this country seriously needs in order to make America great again. Like, not to be a broken record here, but that's the whole point. We're going to make America great again, as opposed to keep America as it is. That's not a really good slogan. Keep America keep America, mid. That doesn't really work. I want America to be great again. And the best way to do that is to drain the swamp, as Donald Trump calls it, and to get rid of the people that are dragging this country down, whether it's economically, whether it's socially, whether it's, that sounds wrong. I don't mean get rid of the people socially. Y'all know what I mean. Change the direction of where this country is going. I like how that sounds better. So you have Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are now Doge. The Department of Government Efficiency will run out, right? You have Matt Gaetz as the Attorney General. Now you've also got, let's see, let's get to the right one here. Tulsi Gabbard, which to me is huge. So I even sent myself an email with her big old smiley face. I don't know why it came through like massive like that, but Tulsi Gabbard, it said, breaking news, Tulsi Gabbard chosen to serve as Director of National Intelligence in the Trump administration, which is, if I click on it, it's more of a manageable size there. So that to me is great because here was the problem for me. Here's the problem for me. Over the last 24, 48 hours, Donald Trump's been, naming names. And I'm like, I'm hearing all these names that I did not hear you mention during the campaigning. I didn't hear about Kristi Noem during your campaign. I didn't hear about, was it Mike Huckabee? I didn't hear you mention his name during any of it. I didn't hear you really talking about Marco Rubio during anything. I heard you talking about Tulsi. I heard you talking about Tucker. I heard you talking about RFK, but I haven't heard you putting them in any positions yet. So I was starting to wonder, like, what are we waiting on? Are we bait and switch, or what are we doing here? But thankfully, just a slow start to naming the names that we wanted to hear, right? So you have Tulsi Gabbard has been named or chosen to serve as Director of National Intelligence, okay? What that means is, my eyes, look, I have mom eyes. I have to how you have to lean back and kind of whatever. Let's see what this says. So according to this is from Trump today. I am pleased to announce that former Congresswoman Lieutenant Colonel Tulsi Gabbard will serve as Director of National Intelligence. For over 2 decades, Tulsi has fought for our country and the freedoms of all Americans. As a former candidate for the Democrat presidential nomination, she has broad support in both parties, and she is now a proud Republican. I know Tulsi will bring the fearless spirit that has defined her illustrious career to our intelligence community, championing our constitutional rights and securing peace through strength. Tulsi will make us all proud. And I agree. Now, there are some people out there, Republicans, conservatives out there, who still are not quite on board with Tulsi Gabbard because she was a Democrat, or RFK Jr. because he was a Democrat. But at some point in time, so was Donald Trump way back in the day. But we have to remember, I feel like at some point when we're younger, the majority of us are Democrats before we know better, before we learn what's really going on. I see nothing wrong with opening your eyes and your mind and your heart and seeing where you've been played for a fool and changing how you feel about things, or as you get older, realizing that what you thought was important is actually not important, and what's important changes what side of the fence you're on, what side of the aisle you're on, or whatever else. Tulsi Gabbard could see that the Democrats of today are not the Democrats of 20 years ago or 10 years ago. Same thing with RFK Jr. His whole family leading up was Democrats, right? But even now for him, he says, these are not the Democrats that my father would have been proud of. And he's like, I don't want to do this. I'm going to stand behind Donald Trump. I am now going to be considered a Republican, not even an independent. They've moved over because they understand the importance of standing on the side that values the people of this country versus valuing the money that can be made off the backs of the people of this country, which is what the Democrats seem to stand for. At least in my opinion, that's what it seems like. So he has named her as the Director of National Intelligence, and she's got a whole line of things that make her qualified as a candidate for this, right? So I think that is great that we have now Tulsi Gabbard. Now we also have, we talked about Matt Gaetz, the Attorney General, and let's get to the one that I'm kind of iffy about. And here's why. I'm going to read you the comment, the statement from Donald Trump about Marco Rubio, and then I want to show you a couple things that make me question it. And it's going to seem super hypocritical when I show you these things after the discussion we just had about being able to change your mind once you see that either you're being played or you realize that this person isn't who you thought they were and now you like them, whatever else, right? I told you guys numerous times, if it's your first time here, you should probably know that I was an anti-Trumper because I was so stupid in the little bubble that I lived in, and I just believed everything on mainstream media. I was like, they would never lie to us. It's their job to tell us what's going on. And so I'd believe all the little sound bites and the little clips and the little whatever and all the things they would say about Donald Trump. And then over the last 4 years, I've been like, y'all are lying little mofos, and you're just trying to push your own agenda, and everything you're saying is false, or you're taking little snippets here and not showing the whole thing. And so I've opened my own eyes and ears and heart and soul, and I've realized that I was played for an idiot for like the majority of my life, and now I am fully on the Republican conservative side, not the Democrat side, right? So Marco Rubio, I even though I say I understand changing your mind and your position on things, I feel like with him, unfortunately, he is that snake that's slithering its way in, and people don't see it because like the grass is too high. I'm trying to figure out how to say this the right way. Like the grass is so high, you don't notice the snake slithering in until he's already in the midst and it's too late. Like he may be the Trojan horse of the Republican Party. And I hate to say it because I don't know a lot about him, just what I have seen over time. And being in Florida, I see more of him and Matt Gaetz and Byron Donalds and stuff like that. So I want to read this to you, and then I want to show you why I'm not a Marco Rubio fan. So let me just read this. This is from Donald Trump. It is my great honor to announce that Senator Marco Rubio of Florida is hereby nominated. Again, it's a nomination, hasn't been accepted, can be changed, okay? Nominated to be the United States Secretary of State. Marco is a highly respected leader and a very powerful voice for freedom. He will be a strong advocate for our nation, a true friend to our allies, and a fearless warrior who will never back down to our adversaries. I look forward to working with Marco to make America and the world safe and great again. Now, I want to show you a couple of things that I have saved here that make me question Marco Rubio. One of them being from 2016, when he says, and I quote, and I'll let you guys hear it in a second. I'm going to read it to you first. I will make this promise to you today. I will do whatever it takes. Donald Trump, a con artist, will never get control of this party. We cannot allow a con artist to get access to the nuclear codes of the United States of America. This is Marco Rubio in 2016. Again, I understand that people can change their minds about things, but there's a big difference between me changing how I view things in politics versus Marco Rubio. I don't have anything to gain by saying, you know what, I've opened my mind and I realize that Republican and conservative is where I align the most with how I think and how I feel, what I want for my family, myself, my country, whatever, versus the Democrats. Marco Rubio, though, has so much to gain by flip-flopping his thoughts, his promises, his way he views things, the things he wants, because that flip-flop now will have him inside the White House, where without that flip-flop, he may not ever make it into anything White House related. So I want you guys to hear this. I'm going to play this for you. I got to close this down because I've learned my lesson. Let's see if I can get this to work.
The states are giving control of the party of Lincoln and Reagan, of the conservative movement, and ultimately of the United States over to a con artist. That will not happen. I make this promise to you today. I will do whatever it takes. I will campaign as long as it takes. I will stay in this race as long as it takes. Donald Trump, a con artist, will never get control of this party.
Now that's 2016. That's 8 years ago. But it's still a big deal to me when somebody stands on a stage and speaks so negatively about the same person they are now trying to be buddy, chummy with, right? That's how I feel about that. So you've got that one there, right? But also, on the flip side, you had Donald Trump September 30th, 2015, posted on Twitter at the time, Rubio is totally owned by the lobbyists and special interests. A lightweight senator with the worst voting record in Senate, lazy. Okay, so not only did you have Donald Trump not liking Marco Rubio or having any respect for the man, then you had Marco Rubio having negative thoughts and speaking about Donald Trump, and now suddenly they want to work together. Donald Trump wants to bring him in. And I don't know if it's one of those keep your enemies closer, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer, or if it's the enemy of my enemy is my friend. However this kind of thing works, I don't trust it. And for him to be given such an important position as a Secretary of State, I'm not loving it. I trust what Donald Trump is doing. I trust him on what direction he is going. Maybe he thinks that if he puts somebody in there that the Democrats are okay with, it will help in the long run with pushing the things through that he as a Republican president would want. I know Marco Rubio is a Republican. He's not a Democrat, right? Like, he's supposed to be a Republican as far as I know, but he feels very rhino to me. So there's that. Okay. I'm not a huge fan there. This also, there was a video earlier that I can't find now where Alex Jones and Marco Rubio got into it during some press conference, however long ago. I don't remember what date it was on. It was when Alex Jones was, huge in InfoWars. Marco Rubio was not a fan of it. And they're standing somewhere having a conversation, and Alex Jones is like poking at the bear. Like, basically, he's trying to piss off Marco Rubio. And Marco Rubio says some comment about, I don't need security. I'll take care of you myself. And Alex Jones is like, oh, you're saying you're going to cause physical harm? Like, Alex Jones was pushing it farther than it needed to be. Obviously, it was going a little too far. But it was interesting to see the way Marco Rubio reacted to the altercation. Because after seeing how other people in Trump's circle act, I'm like, well, JD Vance would never. Like, JD Vance would keep his calm while also putting you in your place. Whereas Marco Rubio does seem like he is a trigger happy kind of dude. Like, you can push his buttons to the point where he will go too far. And I don't know that that's what we need in a Trump White House. We need people who are level-headed, but don't put up with shit, right? You need the guy they just made the border czar, and I can never remember his name. Is that the Tom Homan? Is that his name? Too many effing names in my head. I feel like that's him. Tom Homan? Whatever. We need people like him who are just straight-faced, but will also tell you to go fuck yourself at the exact same time without ever changing their tone or whatever else. That's what we need. And this altercation here, I just want everybody to hear it, and I want your thoughts on it in the live chat, or maybe even after in the comment section if you're watching this after the live stream's over. I want your thoughts on this altercation or conversation here. Listen.
Senator Rubio, will you call for a ceasefire?
No, I will not. On the contrary. Are you filming it? So I want you guys to get this. I want them to destroy every element of Hamas they can get their hands on. These people are vicious animals who did horrifying crimes. And I hope you guys post that, because that's my position. And what about the civilians that are being killed every day? Hamas should stop hiding behind civilians, putting civilians in the way. Hamas knew that this was going to lead to this. Hamas should stop building their military installations underneath hospitals. So you don't care that 15,000 have died? You don't care about the babies that are being killed every day? I think it's horrifying. I think it's terrible, and I think Hamas is 100% to blame. That's what I think. Make sure you post that, please.
So, not too many people will speak out that way, the way he just did with their thoughts on Hamas and Israel, right? There's a lot of people that don't want to have comments on it because it is so divisive and whatever else. But Marco Rubio's like, no, this is what I think. Basically, he said, kill them all is what it came down to. And he's like, and post it. Make sure you're recording it. Make sure you post it up. There is a good thing and a bad thing about that, about his willingness to speak regardless of what the topic is. And I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work. So Marco Rubio could be the trigger that, and I know that's not the word people want to use, but I don't know how else to phrase any of this. The trigger that causes more issues than it helps. I don't really know how to go with that, but I'm not a huge fan of him just because he gives me that instant ick. You know what I mean? Like that instant, like, no, like I wouldn't want to be in a dark alleyway with him. And I know that doesn't sound right, and I don't have any reason to say it. He just gives me this ick, and I can't really explain why, because again, I've never met the man, obviously, but he feels wishy-washy, flippy-floppy, and I don't like it. So that's that. I just wanted you guys to have that so you understood where I was coming from with the thoughts of it. But Donald Trump not liking him not liking Donald Trump, and now wanting to make him part of his cabinet, there's got to be a reason. There's got to be a reason Donald Trump would do it, because he wouldn't do it if he didn't think that it was going to be useful somehow, some way. Now, you even have Rand Paul. They're saying, he's the best senator in Washington. He tried to warn everybody about Marco Rubio. He said that Marco and Hillary Clinton are basically the same person, the filthy neocons, which is the word I was trying to think of earlier. He said Rubio is the Cuban Lindsey Graham. So he doesn't like him at all either. I'm going to let you guys listen to this little thing from Rand Paul, and again, get your thoughts on it, because we got to have these conversations, right? Let's see what he had to say.
How do you view Hillary Clinton in terms of her foreign policy views?
I see her as a neoconservative. I see her
neoconservative.
I see her and Rubio as being the same person. They both want a no-fly zone. They both have supported activity in Libya, the war in Libya that toppled Gaddafi, an intervention that made us less safe. They both have supported pouring arms into the Syrian civil war, a mistake that I think allowed ISIS to grow stronger. And they both have supported the Iraq war. So, I mean, what's the difference?
So Hillary Clinton and Marco Rubio are the same person. How do you define a neoconservative?
Somebody a lot of times who believes in big government, both domestically and internationally. And so many of the big neoconservatives came out of a movement. They were Democrats mostly. They were some Marxists and socialists, but they were people who ultimately came to believe that we needed a big government involved internationally as well. So a neoconservative often is a big government person for domestic policy and a big government person for internationalism, foreign war.
How do you view that?
So that is Rand Paul's thoughts on it. I don't know when this video is from, to tell you the truth. I don't know how old or how new it is. It was posted up yesterday. I don't know if it's a newer video or not, since we are talking about Hillary Clinton and she's not really relevant at this point in time. But there's enough people out there that I believe the Republican conservatives trust speaking out negatively about Marco Rubio that you kind of got to listen to it and try to understand why. When you have enough of them calling him either a snake or a neocon, or saying he is out for himself and he's going to hurt the Trump cabinet, it's something to listen to, right? People aren't saying that about Tulsi Gabbard. They're not saying that about Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, at least not on this side. Maybe the other side, because the left is still having their liberal meltdowns and losing their shit over the fact that Kamala Harris and their scheming didn't work and, Donald Trump won. But I don't see people really on this side of the fence having such a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to those people, and they do when it comes to Marco Rubio. So you have Laura Loomer now posting, which is interesting. It has nothing to do with this, but kind of sort of, that special counsel Jack Smith and his staff will be resigning before President Trump takes office in January, which is huge, just so we all are fully aware. The changes that are happening between now and January in the Democrat side, and the things that are changing when it comes to trying to, drag Trump to Guantanamo and all these other things, is huge. And then you have what Trump is going to be doing once he's in office, the people he's bringing in, the changes he wants to make, the elimination of the Department of Education, the numerous other things that I can't think of right now because too much in my brain. It's going to be a huge transition from where we are now to where we can be, and I'm extremely excited for it. You have here, he's saying that Donald Trump posted yesterday that he is announcing that the former director of national intelligence, John Ratcliffe, will serve as director of this Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA. So that one's huge. From exposing fake Russian collusion to be a Clinton campaign operation to catching the FBI's abuse of civil liberties at the FISA court, John Ratcliffe has always been a warrior for truth and honesty with the American public. When 51 intelligence officials were lying about Hunter Biden's laptop, there was one, John Ratcliffe, telling the truth to the American people. Numerous other reasons why he's been picked, but so that's another one. Then you have, and this is the big one to me, when I woke up and I was like, who is this Fox News anchor that's going to be like huge in Donald Trump's cabinet? I was very, very confused about who this person was. The Secretary of Defense. His name is too many names. Like I said, where do we go here? Secretary of Defense, names, give me names. Where to go? Nope, that's not the same one. Y'all, I've lost everything here. Where is he? Pete what is his last name, y'all? Pete Hegseth? Hegseth? Something like that, right? Pete Hegseth? Okay, so here's the thing. He is not only a Fox News anchor, he's pretty big deal. He's not clueless when it comes to how to when it comes to the Army and the Marines and the Coast Guard and everything else. Like, I'm trying to get to this. Hold on, y'all. The downside for me, having all of these effing things, is trying to find everything. Y'all, talk amongst yourself for like 2 seconds while I find the part that I needed to show you guys. Nope, that's Mike Huckabee. That's not the one I want. Katie Noem, that's not the one I want. Joseph McGinley, nope. Pete, okay, here we go. So this is from Donald Trump, and then I'm going to show you this thing. So he says, I'm honored to announce that I have nominated Pete Hegseth to serve in my cabinet as a Secretary of Defense. Pete has spent his entire life as a warrior for the troops and for the country. Pete is tough, smart, and a true believer in America first. With Pete at the helm, America's enemies are on notice. Our military will be great again, and America will never back down. Pete is a graduate. Listen to this, y'all. Pete is a graduate of Princeton University and has a graduate degree from Harvard University. He is an Army combat veteran, okay, who did tours in Guantanamo Bay, Iraq, and Afghanistan. For his actions on the battlefield, he was decorated with 2 Bronze Stars, as well as Combat Infantry's badge. Pete has been a host at Fox News for 8 years, where he used that platform to fight for our military and our veterans. Pete's recent book, The War on Warriors, spent 9 weeks on the New York Times bestsellers list, including 2 weeks at #1 and all kinds of stuff there. Why this is interesting to me is because I have this bookmark from dumbass Whoopi Goldberg, because The View constantly running their effing mouths all the time. I want you to hear what Whoopi Goldberg had to say. Volume up. Listen to this dumb Hunt, but with a C. Let's go that route.
That's not true. So is this the guy who's qualified to make decisions about the most powerful military in the world, who clearly does not know anything about the military?
You know, and also I feel insulted. I'm a morning TV host, and I've been here the longest.
Yes.
Where's my ambassadorship to Italy, Donald? Was it something I said?
Beyond what he's saying just about women, the scary part is the Secretary of Defense is the highest ranking member of the federal cabinet, and there is a budget of...
I don't give 2 shits about what they have to say now. When Whoopi and Joy tried to say that man has no idea about anything, that he's just a news anchor or just whatever. No, ladies, that's y'all. You are just news, not even news anchors. You are just Democrat liberal puppets who sit behind a desk and spout out whatever bullshit they fed you that day, and have you parroting out to the people who are dumb enough to watch you and believe you and care about what you guys have to say. Whoopi Goldberg, Pete Hegseth clearly does not know anything about the military. Ma'am, or sir, whatever she wants to go by these days. Who knows what her pronouns are. Hegseth is a highly decorated 20-year military combat veteran who served, again, Guantanamo Bay, Iraq, Afghanistan, and earned 2 Bronze Stars. What has Whoopi done? Anybody? What has Joy done? Anybody? Not a goddamn thing. Nothing. They have done nothing. So for them to sit there and for her to say, Pete Hegseth clearly does not know anything about the military. Listen, I'm just a chick with a camera and a microphone, but even I'm smart enough to do just a hint of research 99% of the time before I just open my mouth and let that bitch run. Like, you would think by now she would have some sort of clue as to what is going on. But you also have to remember, her audience is just going to lap it up. They're going to believe whatever crap she says. And so now you have the left running around. This is why I want to show you this. Now you have the left running around. Where to go? This is their post. This is their post. Hold on. I can't get the words. Ladies and gentlemen, your new Secretary of Defense. And they post up this picture, right? Makes it look weird. Like he's just some dude who likes to wear little shorts and obviously work out and get tattoos and carry around the American flag. Makes it look weird. This is your Secretary of Defense, right? Well, what they forgot to tell you, for anyone who wants to know the context, was that Pete had just finished swimming across the Hudson River with Navy SEALs to honor the veterans on Veterans Day. The lighting is really stupid. That's why he has on those little bitty shorts, and he has on no shoes, no other pants, and no shirt, because he was swimming across the effing Hudson River. Are you kidding me right now? And when he was done, he got the American flag and went over there. Listen. The left can suck it. How about that? That's what we're going to go with. Suck it. That's where we are, because this one, I am okay with this man being named the Secretary of Defense. We need new blood in these positions, right? Marco Rubio, maybe not so much, but everybody else so far, I have no problem with. And for the View to still sit up there and spew whatever nonsense, they aren't going to have a job much longer. Not because Donald Trump's going to get in office and, close it down, because he 1000% believes in the freedom of speech, but he will either start holding people accountable for just flat out lies and slander, especially when they're on a national stage like that and people anywhere can watch them. But these women, they're going to get canned no matter what, because nobody's tuning into them anymore. The small group of idiotic minded people that voted for Kamala Harris and are, enthralled by what these women have to say, it's dwindling daily, because I do feel, and it has to be true, in order for Donald Trump to have won not only the popular vote by a lot, but the Electoral College, all of it, in order for him to have won the United States, the map, I showed you guys the map before, looks like 88% red and little pockets of blue. In order for that to have happened, some of those people that used to be on the left had to have opened their eyes either during the campaign or over the last 4 years and seen that that's not okay. That's not what they want. That's not what they want for this country. And they moved over to the right side, the correct side, and voted Republican. The people that the View are talking to is the minority at this point. There is no point in the View being around. There are too many people, I think, that are waking up and understanding that the way that they are trying to scare people into believing their hateful, ignorant, misogynistic, racist rhetoric, there's less people that are willing to believe that these days. And they're not going to have a job much longer. And I'm perfectly okay with them not having a job much longer. All right. Okay. We've been doing this for, 47 minutes. I got to cook dinner in a second. What else did we want to talk about? There's so much more that we could do. Was there another one? We talked about Tucker Carlson, and it's not real, and I'm very, very sad about it. I don't know who Elise Stefanik is. She's been named by Donald Trump to be in her cabinet as a United States ambassador to the United Nations. I know a lot of people are like, it doesn't make sense to pull her out of Congress, right? To pull her out of Congress, to put her there, because then who replaces her? So that one, I know people have kind of been iffy about, especially when it comes to United Nations. And I know Trump's not a huge fan of the UN. So that one's going to be interesting to me. You have former governor of Arkansas, Mike Huckabee, nominated to be the United States ambassador to Israel. What's her face? Candace Owens posted up this obviously sarcastic troll. She's like, I wonder why Donald Trump didn't ask me to be the ambassador to Israel. It's probably because, they don't think the same when it comes to Israel. What else do we have? There was another one, Congresswoman South Dakota, Kristi Noem. That one is weird too for a lot of people. Again, I don't know enough about her, but she's been appointed to serve as the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. That's going to be a big one. She's very strong on border security. They said that she's the first governor to send National Guard soldiers to help Texas fight the Biden border crisis, and they were sent a total of 8 times. She will work closely with border czar Tom Homan to secure the border and will guarantee that our American homeland is secure from our adversaries. And then Trump says he's known her for years. I've worked with her on a wide variety of projects. She'll be a great part of our mission to make America safe again. So I don't know much about her. I will be looking into her more because I would love there to be somebody, a female next to Tom Homan saying, you know what, let's make this border as secure as humanly possible. So I'm good with that. And then you got Joseph McGinley will serve as White House counsel. There's a couple other things, but we'll probably talk about those tomorrow. I really just wanted to go through these with y'all now because they were new and happening. And there was one more thing. This. I don't know what this is all about, but Donald Trump and Dan Bongino together. I wonder what's going to happen there. I'm excited to see what that's going to bring about. Hopefully Secret Service director, but we'll see what happens. Then just want to remind everybody, the left right now is saying that all of Trump's picks are awful. I don't agree with that. Remember Biden's picks? Just reminder. Clearly a man who is delusional and thinks he's a woman. Both of them, obviously. But also clearly a man who is super delusional, thinks he's a woman, and also got caught stealing luggage at the airport. And then we talked about it earlier a couple months ago. There's pictures of him holding dudes on a leash that are dressed like dogs. So, you know, I'd much rather prefer anybody that Trump is going to pick versus these whack nut jobs that Biden decided to go with. Just, did he not shave his legs? Bruh, if you're going to wear the dress and the heels, at least shave your legs. But anyway, that's it for now. We'll do more tomorrow. I would love your thoughts on anything. If you guys have information or knowledge of any of the people we talked about and you want to drop it in the comment section for not just me, but literally everybody else in the comment section so we can all educate each other, I would absolutely love it and appreciate it. So thank you in advance for that. If not, no harm, no foul. We'll all read whoever leaves what and learn together. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your hump day, my dudes. Enjoy the few hours that are left before bedtime. I know I will. I'm going to cook dinner and hang out with my husband and my daughter and then sleep because I am sleepy. All right. Love y'all. Goodbye. Adios.